The next question that I'm answering is a follow-up question from the high blood pressure and hypnosis video that I just filmed. And so the follow-up question is, what does hypnosis physically do? What are the changes done inside? Or does it simply convince the mind, heart that it is okay? It shouldn't pump blood at that level. This is a great question, and you actually definitely have the right thinking process there. I'm going to make this really, really basic because we can go into the rabbit holes with the depths of it, but it won't really matter as long as we are doing the right thing for our clients, right? But in a nutshell, clogged arteries are not the only reason why we have high blood pressure. Stress, again, is the biggest response, right? And how the stress response works is through the activation in our nervous system, particularly the autonomic nervous system that is involved with our fight or flight response. This is a very unconscious process, and this is controlled by our survival centers and in our brains. And when we perceive a threat, if a person perceives a threat, this stress response turns on. Back in our caveman days, this was a threat because we might get killed by a saber-toothed tiger hiding in the corner, right? But in our daily lives these days, it could be any stressor, and this stressor is unique to each and every person. One person can perceive something as stressful, one can not. And so when that client perceives a stressor time and time and time again, it activates this stress response through the autonomic nervous system that tells that person and the body to get ready to fight or flight, right? And when that happens, the result of that activation, the brain and body releases all the neurochemicals to go. One of them is the neurotransmitters called epinephrine or norepinephrine, adrenaline or adrenaline. So that adrenaline response increases the blood pressure. It makes the arteries go smaller to be able to pump more blood for the attempt to fight or flight, whatever it is that that stressor is. So that is the response that we are talking about when it comes to something like high blood pressure, right? Where hypnosis comes into play here is that when the body is in the state of threat, right? Like it's stressed out, it's stressful, and it's really on guard, and it causes this long-term high blood pressure response. When in our hypnosis sessions, there are many, 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 many different types of hypnosis and many mindfulness things that someone can do to help with this response. But in terms of hypnosis, if you're using the traditional relaxation type hypnosis, what we're actually helping our clients with is to help them become more aware of what is happening inside their body and calm that nervous system response down, to calm that fight or flight response. So if their stress levels are up here and they're activated all the time, they're like go, 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 and they never come down naturally, which is what that stress response is supposed to do. It's supposed to go down. If they are up here, through hypnosis, we can help our clients learn to um, lessen that response down, for the client to have some more agency and awareness with what is going on within their bodies. And because they're becoming more aware of it, then that stress response goes down, because then they're telling their mind that no, there is no threat. We are okay. We are safe right now. There is no perceived threat. We can calm this response down. And that is what the traditional hypnosis or even meditation and mindfulness practices can do for clients who are like this. And again, very, very important to have, right? And so if, for example, real life example is if this client has high blood pressure and one of the frequent stressors that they're having in their life is because they have a boss who's just a pain in the ass, right? Every time they go to work for 40 hours that week, they're seeing that boss that is a pain. So for the 40 hours, let's say they have to tolerate this boss, even though they probably will not see them for 40 hours. But the fact that they're working for this boss is increasing their stress levels, right? And if that person, if that client doesn't have any practices to lower that stress response down before they come to us for hypnosis, that is always higher. So that's why the hypertension, right? And so when they go through our hypnosis sessions and they learn about their patterns, they learn about the reason why they are very much triggered by the boss. And in the process of them maybe learning how to set boundaries through the work that we do together, when we actually get to the real deep root of why that client is very much affected negatively by that boss, what they'll start to learn is that they have more control over their response and they can choose to do things differently, which then slows down that autonomic arousal within them, that stress response, because now that client can say, okay, now I understand why I'm being triggered. This is just, a response that I've developed over time. Now, instead of going to work feeling very angry, I'm just gonna take a deep breath, let it go, instead of thinking about what my boss might think. I'm just gonna focus on the thing that I'm doing now. And because they're focused, because they're not putting a lot of energy thinking about that boss, that safety mechanism, that autonomic response that's going fight, 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 or flee, 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 that response, that door, like that bell ringing all the time, is going to lower its noise within our bodies, within the autonomic nervous system. That is why hypnosis can work very well, because we help that response. We help our clients to lower that response through the work that we do. So pretty amazing. I hope that this question, this answered the question better. And if there are anything at all that you would want to ask, then definitely let me know. Or if there's anything unclear about what I said that didn't make sense, also let me know. But really, at the end of the day, let's just keep the mechanism very, very simple. At the end of the day, as long as your clients are getting results and lowering their stress levels, that's a great job, right? Celebrate that, keep going with that. The main thing here is that we're getting results. We're helping our clients to reduce their stress levels, which lowers their blood pressure, which then prevents long-term disease. And that is something that should be celebrated as well. So I hope that this helped. Let's make a massive impact together, one conversation at a time.